so much for joining us. This is Citizen Live at 1. Leaders today joined the family and friends of the late Homa Bay Senator Otieno KAJWANG at a requiem mass for the departed leader at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Nairobi. The body of the late KAJWANG has since been moved to Uhuru Park for public viewing. Willis Raburu tells us more.
Gone but remembered by a mourning nation. Leaders from across the divide, including court luminaries, joined families and friends of the late Gerald Otieno KAJWANG at the St. Maxwell's SDA Church in Nairobi. His life resonated through songs belted out here as the family joined other Kenyans for a service in memory of a man who used wit and humor to pass across strong messages and kept ease with all the political circles. One by one, they shared moments that all but cemented what was seen as his character, a jovial, warm man.
I met this handsome man on a bus, and 2 times the bus broke down, and 2 times we alighted, and only for me to look on my shoulder, and I see this tall, slender, black man with white teeth next to me. And as we went to the 3rd bus, I found him sitting next to me, and he asked me, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to Buruburu." I was going to my sister's house. And he told me, "I'm also going to Buruburu." And he asked me, "Where in Buruburu?" I said, "Buruburu phase 3. And he told me, "I'm also going to Buruburu phase 3. Later on, when he put on weight, whenever he would be going for the parliamentary functions, I would tell him, if it's your turn to speak, make sure you hold in your stomach. So we had this nice life. When we had our child, Brian, when he was born, Gerald came in just when he was fidgety, and he came in just when the baby was about to come to visit the world. And when he heard the voice, he ran around my bed and said, "I'm a father, I'm a father, I'm a father."
He never sought favor for his close family. He always wanted us to merit everything we got. Whenever we went for job interviews or walked around looking for jobs, people would ask us, "How can you look for a job, yet you are called KAJWANG?" Gerald always wanted us to merit everything that we got.
Heavenly Father, talk to us. And talk to me, for I don't have words to tell your people.
Then there was a short prayer for the family and a sermonette before the pallbearers carried the body of the man who for decades was part and parcel of Kenya's political landscape all the way to Uhuru Park, where public viewing is ongoing. Willis Raburu, Citizen at 1.
And the public viewing of the body of the late Homa Bay Senator Otieno KAJWANG is currently ongoing at Uhuru Park, and Sam Gitoku is there and will now be updating us on exactly what is happening on the ground. Sam?
Well, indeed, Lillian, I am at Uhuru Park where the public viewing ceremony is ongoing. And shortly, just a few minutes ago, the speakers who are here just finished their speeches, led by court leader Raila Odinga, as well as his co-principal in the coalition, that is Moses Wetangula. And also other leaders who have been here and have given speeches include the Speaker of the Senate, that is Egwe Thuro, and his National Assembly counterpart, Justin Muturi, who have described the fallen senator as one who actually fought for social democracy. And especially the court coalition are saying that they may have lost the senator, which they said that it's really sad and a big blow to the coalition. But then again, they said that they will continue fighting for what he believed in. As actually in the crowd, we could hear echoes of his favorite tune, that is Baduma Pam. And also they're saying that they will continue fighting for what the senator believed in. And now what we are made to understand is that the public viewing ceremony will begin shortly, just a few minutes from now, where the public members who are here will get an opportunity to view the body, something that is expected to continue late in the afternoon. And we are told that after that, the body will be taken to his Runda home, where it will lie for the night in preparation to flown to Kisumu come tomorrow morning, where he will also be exposed to a public viewing for the public members in Kisumu County. And then later, we are told that the body will be taken in a procession to Homa Bay County, where it will again go through a public viewing ceremony, and then later to lay in his Mbita home, a constituency where he has represented in Parliament for 3 terms. So, Lillian, that is what is happening here at the Uhuru Park, as you expect this function to conclude late in the afternoon. Back to you.
A massive turnout there. Thank you, Sam Gituku, for that update. And 8 people have died after a deadly crash involving 2 vehicles along the Njabini Engineer Road in Nyandarua County. A vehicle ferrying mourners was involved in a head-on collision with another vehicle after the driver reportedly lost control while overtaking. 4 people have been admitted at the KAJWANG'S Mission Hospital for treatment. 2 of the victims are nursing serious injuries. A mother and her 1.5-year-old child are among the survivors of the crash. And a family in Katurin, location of Kabartonjo division of Baringo North Sub-County, is struggling to come to terms with the loss of their son following his brutal murder. Felix Kemboi Chebi, who was a businessman, was murdered at Pemwai Trading Center after being attacked by 3 men.
A somber mood engulfed the air on Tuesday at the family's home in the rugged landscapes of the expansive Tugen Hills, with the grief and horror of losing someone who would carry on the family's mantle depicted on the faces of the mourners and neighbors who had come to console the family. The late Felix Kemboi was the only son in the family of David Chebi and Mariam Chebi, with his 5 siblings being girls. Until his death at the Pemwani Trading Center, Felix had established a small-scale business to cater for his family. According to his father, who was called while working at a nearby construction site, on that fateful day, Felix had earlier lent a motorbike spanner to a friend, and on Thursday mid-morning, when he went to request it back, the friend allegedly turned on him and beat him up until he was nosebleeding.
Nikaenda polisi, nikaenda nikapika ripoti. Alafu kumaliza ripoti nikarudi nikalala nyumbani. Kufika asubuhi saa 12 nikaamuka nikaenda njia nikaenda Eldoret. Kufika Eldoret nikaingia huko Rivarol, nikakuta kama wenye walileta bado wako huko. Nikaambiwa ameenda kupimwa ameenda scanning. Basi kungalia yeye nikaona ameanza kureduce kabisa hata inakaa kama mtu ambaye amegonjeka kwa muda mrefu sana, hata uso ilikuwa imekaa kama nini.
But the friend turned attacker reportedly came back with 2 men who together chased Felix to a nearby garden where he was again beaten until he was unconscious. Felix was then rushed to the Cabernet County Hospital. Medics there then referred him to Eldoret's Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. He was pronounced dead that evening. Family members say a CT scan that was conducted on him showed that he had suffered from internal hemorrhage. Medics say it appears he was hit with a crude weapon at the back of his head, hence the loss of his consciousness and the internal bleeding. His mother Miriam could not hide her grief following the murder of her only son, who was also a crucial breadwinner for the entire family.
Tukakaa kidogo, kaingia tukasema sasa amen. Sasa serikali sijui nifanye nini, mtanifanyia nini kweli? Kwa huyo kijana yangu na ni huyo tu peke yake mnategemea. Ni kijana yangu tu mmoja peke yake.
Bonareri Samaha, Citizen Live at 1.
And 4 people have died in Katipanga, Murang'a County, after allegedly consuming poisonous alcohol. Murang'a County Commissioner Kola Hache, however, said security officers were not able to trace the brand of alcohol that caused the deaths of the 4, as the product had been hurriedly removed from the shelves of drinking joints in the area. Safi Godana reports.
Anger and sadness hit Katipanga village in Murang'a sub-county after 4 people died over the alleged consumption of a lethal brew. It was reported that Peter KAJWANG'S, one of the bar owners in the area, was one of the victims who perished after consuming the toxic alcohol. Maragua MP Peter Kamande Mwangi is unhappy about the increased consumption of illicit brews in the area.
And he told me that they had taken a certain brand kind of beer, wine of spirits, at Katipanga, and already the owner of the bar is dead.
Nasikia uchungu madam. Na ulituita kweko katika ofisi. Na nilikuita kwa ofisi na tukakaa chini na nikaanza kuuza chang'aa. Afadhali wakati nilikuwa nauza chang'aa kuliko hii pombe.
Simon Maina, a resident, claims he was drinking with the 4 victims and was shocked when he heard of their deaths the following morning.
Mimi nilikuwa pamoja, hakuna pombe ingine tulikuwa tumetumia. Jabero peke yake kutoka brewery.
Efforts by security officials and local leaders to get a sample of the lethal drink were unsuccessful following the hurried clearance of the products from the shelves of the local drinking joints.
Kuna watu wanakuja wanaokota hizi machupa. Wanaenda kufanya nini? Unaona? Sasa si ate ndio shida kubwa, lakini tunafaa kuelewa shida ni Jabero, tubadilishiwe hizi machupa kwa sababu sisi ni watu wa kujitafutia kitu kidogo. Siwezi kutafuta 200 alafu unakuja kunywa 200.
Kama kuna watu walikunywa pombe hapa, tafadhali waelezwe wafike hospitalini.
Investigations into the deaths are ongoing.
If it is a counterfeit, we want to know where did it come from and the source, because we cannot let the people of Maragua to die kama kuku. Haiwezekani hiyo.
Safi Godana, Citizen Live at 1.
U.S. National Guard troops and police faced off against demonstrators in the St. Louis, Missouri area early today to prevent more rioting and looting after a grand jury declined to indict a white policeman over the fatal shooting of an unarmed African-American teenager. 11 U.S. cities have seen new protests over the decision not to charge a white policeman who shot the African-American teenager Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Liz Anyango reports.
Despite the beefed-up military presence in Ferguson, USA, a police car was torched near City Hall as darkness fell, and police fired smoke bombs and tear gas to scatter protesters. On Tuesday evening, protesters chanted "No justice, no peace" outside the Ferguson police station, guarded by at least 2 armored vehicles, and police made a handful of arrests in several locations. Darren Wilson shot the 18-year-old black teenager on the 9th of August, sparking weeks of unrest in the Missouri town. Many in Ferguson's predominantly African-American community had called for the officer to be charged with murder, but the grand jury's decision means the police officer will not face state criminal charges over the shooting. Lawyers for Brown's family denounced the grand jury's decision as unfair while condemning the violence that followed the decision. Speaking to ABC News, police officer Wilson said there was nothing he could have done differently. He described the teenager Brown as a powerful man, saying he had felt like a 5-year-old holding on to U.S. wrestler Hulk Hogan.
And the County Assembly of Wajir was yesterday afternoon forced to suspend a special sitting due to stifling heat in the assembly chambers. The members were to debate the recent call by some workers' unions asking their members to withdraw from northeastern Kenya over the rising insecurity in the region. But as Tobias Bella reports, it became too hot in the assembly hall after power went out and the members had to postpone the discussion on the bill.
The members of Wajir County Assembly came together to discuss a very significant matter for the county. The call by some workers' unions asking their members to, as a matter of urgency, leave the counties of Mandera, Wajir and Garissa due to security concerns. This follows the massacre of 28 Kenyans by the Al-Shabaab militia. But as nature would have it in the arid county, it literally became too hot in the chambers following a power blackout and the subsequent failure of backup generators.
The Constitution, Chapter 4, Article 170.
Even the members' innovation of homemade fans could not lower the heat, forcing them to postpone the sitting to a later date.
We have adjourned the sitting of this assembly purposely because of the power shortage.
Wajir women representative Fatuma Yusuf, however, reiterated the significance of the debate, decrying that the call by the workers' unions, if heeded, will be a great impediment to the development of the already marginalized areas.
See, you can feel how people are feeling and how we're sweating. The temperature is too high. That's why we couldn't continue with the deliberation. We wanted to discuss how can we come with a solution to the problem we are facing as our Wajir County members.
The Kenya National Union of Teachers and the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, as well as the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, recently called for the withdrawal of their members from the northeastern parts of the country following the Mandera massacre. But leaders from the region have pleaded with the workers to stay on, warning that their withdrawal will paralyze public service delivery in the region. Tobias Bele for Citizen Live at 1.
Internally displaced persons from NYERI County held a peaceful demonstration to ask the government to compensate and resettle them. They have accused the government of neglecting their plight for a long time. Tom Wanjala has that report.
Hundreds of IDPs from Ruringu camp in NYERI County held a peaceful demonstration petitioning President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto to resettle them as soon as possible. They claim to have been displaced from Burnt Forest, Eldoret, Nakuru and more during the 2007-2008 post-election mayhem. Seeing no signs of help from the government, they decided to march to the office of the NYERI County Commissioner, where they were to table their petition.
Hatuoni sentro mtu yoyote anashughulikiwa. Sisi tuliadhirika kama hao wengine na tunashangaa kwa nini sisi tunabaguliwa. Tukienda kwa maofisi na tuko genuine. Before walikuwa wanasema sisi sio genuine. Wameconfirm hata na Nairobi na tuko kwa legislature za serikali.
In their petition, the group claims that they have encountered employment discrimination in various public sectors, a situation that has negatively affected them, besides other problems like accessing better shelter, health and sanitation, identity cards and education.
Tukienda kwa maofisi, tunaenda maofisi, tunaambiwa ya kwamba hata wengine wanasema sisi ni fake. Tunaomba serikali ambao wanasema ni fake. Tuko tayari kwa vetting, wakuja watu vote. Waone yule ambaye ni genuine, tunajua ya kwamba yeye atasaidika. Mwenye si genuine, tunajua ya kwamba kuna thawabu yake.
However, the efforts to talk to the county commission were fruitless as police officers barred them from doing so. They are now calling on the president and his deputy to help them. Tom Wanjala, Citizen Live at 1.
For centuries, the Maasai community has been known for its livestock keeping heritage that has also influenced the community's traditional menu, which has been largely made of meat. But a campaign by the Narok County government is slowly encouraging the community members to eat fish so as to make fish farming there more lucrative. And as Alex Njagi reports, the Maasais have taken to eating fish just like fish takes to water.
Speaking during the Eat More Fish campaign at AIC Children's Home in Narok County, the Director of Aquaculture Technology Development in Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, Maina Gishure, said there has been a positive impact in fish production within various counties since the campaign was launched in the year 2009.
Na hii mradi imefanya utoaji wa samaki kutoka kwa fish farming kutoka 1% in 2009 mpaka 24% saizi.
Vincent Kenywa, the Director of Fisheries in Narok County, on his part said the county aims at increasing fish production to a competitive level like counties such as Kiambu, whose projects have been successful. He says fish farming will serve as a complement to other sources of food and generate cash for the residents of Narok County who take up fish farming.
We want to be a source of fish. We not only want to produce fish for our own consumption, we also want to produce fish for export. We want to export fish to Nairobi and to other neighboring countries.
Kenya says that the weather conditions in Narok County are favorable enough to increase fish production from the current 41,000 metric tons per year.
We realize that Narok County, we have the best weather because Narok is hot and most of our fish species we are promoting now, they require sinapenda maji joto. Samaki kama catfish hivi, samaki kama tilapia, they like warm water. And Narok, we have those kind of conditions. The last part of Narok is it's hot. And the other good thing is that we have a lot of water, plenty of water, which are basically the ideal factors that are required in fish production.
The nationwide Eat Fish campaign, which was launched in the year 2009, has seen fish production in the country increase by 23%. Alex Njage, Citizen Live at 1.
Meru Governor Peter Munya has threatened to sue the Teachers Service Commission and the national government if the commission fails to transfer teachers who hail from Meru County from areas experiencing insecurity in the country to safer areas. Munya spoke on the issue following the recent Al-Shabaab attack in Mandera County, where 23 teachers were among the 28 people killed. The governor also accused the government of security lapses and warned that teachers from his county will not offer their services in insecure counties.
Kazi mahali kokote kwingine kula, lakini hatuko tayari kufanya kazi Northeastern tena kwa sababu tumechoka. Watu wetu ni wengi wameuawa huko, walimu ni wengi wameuawa huko ndani wengi wameuawa.
Kama employer wako ambaye ni serikali ya taifa la Kenya haiwezi kupatia wewe usalama wa kutosha, huwezi kujipeleka huko ende ukauawe. Na hakuna mtu atafuta wewe kazi kwa sababu ya kukataa kuenda kufanya kazi mahali ambapo haina security. Tunaelewana? Kama wakifuta nyinyi tunaenda kotini kwa sababu koti za Kenya pia ziko.
Gatundu South Legislator Moses Kuria has today been asked to refrain from issuing any comments on his social media accounts touching on the killing of 28 people in Mandera on Saturday. Alex Kubasu has the details.
The new orders were requested by the prosecution after Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria appeared today before Senior Principal Magistrate Enoch Cherono to answer to hate speech charges attributed to him following the Gikomba twin grenade attack in the month of May this year.
When a hashtag kill your own is stated or expressed.
The new restraint order has been issued after the first-time Member of Parliament was linked to a hashtag on a social media network that, according to the prosecution, bordered on incitement just a day before he appeared in court today.
An out-of-court settlement pursuant to the provisions of Article 159 of our new constitution.
Kuria, who denied making the remarks in May after the Gikomba attacks, was released on a 2 million cash bail and a 5 million shillings bond. His failure to settle the matter out of court with his accuser, the Law Society of Kenya, necessitated the issuance of the new summonses against him today. Kuria has been asked to report to court on the 15th of January 2015 for the mention of the case. Alex Kubasu, Citizen Live at 1.
All the day's business coming up shortly, plus Bernard Ndong will be giving us an update on the sports highlights.